Okay, so welcome back. I'm Bonnie Meekums and I'm a UK dance movement therapist, and I'm sharing with you some research that I carried out for my doctoral research and which has been developed since, and I call it my WISE EMPoweR model. And I think this is the fourth lecture. So we were looking at safety last time, and today we're looking at immersion in the arts process within the therapy. So this is kind of if you like, the really substantial bit of the therapy. So this is where the client engages with an art form and moves from rational, often thought of as left brain activity, to what's often thought of as a right brain state. So from active control to letting go into the process. And it's also continued outside of the sessions in dreams and so on. And it leads to three things which happen through the mediation of creative metaphor. One is unearthing of unconscious material. I'm going to be talking about each of these in turn. The art form speaking for me is the way several of my research participants described it to me. So I'm using their words here. And also the possibility of being faced with something that had previously been buried. Now, you may recall that I referred to burial in an earlier lecture. So unearthing, here's some testimonies to the process of unearthing that happens. This happens spontaneously. We don't have to try to unearth anything here. This happens as a result of engaging with a well-designed arts therapies activity. I've become aware of how much I'm releasing with the movement and the rhythm and the contact with a part of me, really, which has been kept in sort of a box for so many years. And someone else said, I found that things come back to me, either when I'm asleep, dreaming, or just before I go to sleep, or when I'm just relaxed and my mind's gone off things completely. And someone else said, the more you dig away at those things and get them out of you, the less control they have over you. So the second aspect to this is what they described to me as speaking for me. It's directly linked to the client's need to be witnessed by both self and other, which I'll come on to in a future lecture. The use of creative forms can offer some distance and containment from the unbearable, overflowing material that I talked about in an earlier lecture. And so that can lead to confidence in using vocalization within the group. And some people find creative activities difficult when self-trust is damaged. So it's not for everyone. Some people really can't access this stuff. So it's really important to remember that, rather than get evangelical about the arts therapies. I don't think it's helpful to anybody to get to assume that this is for everybody. There are some people who just are too damaged, sadly, and need other approaches to help them through. But the research itself actually offered an opportunity to speak out and be heard. And in fact, several of the participants said to me, you've got to write that book, Bonnie, you've got to write that book, which I did, because they hoped that in me writing about the research, their voice would somehow be heard through that and through my teaching. They knew I might refer to this stuff in my teaching. So here are some actual testimonies. I was sort of talking about the joy. It was easier because I had something there to hold up. It was like something with me, as if I was hiding behind a mask, really. And it was the painting that was speaking. And someone else said, I can see this as an opportunity for me to give what knowledge I've got and my experience to be used. Though she was talking about participating in the research. And someone else said about the research, I think by being part of the research, I'd like to think that people will learn the effects of it on people. I'm not sure what she meant by the it. She might have meant the abuse. She might have meant the therapy, possibly both. So this is the last aspect of immersion that I mentioned. So this is the last slide for today's lecture, facing reality. This is a growing sense of things that had previously been denied or buried becoming real. And it's painful, it's difficult. There's no glossing over this. One participant said, it made me admit how old I actually was when it happened. It made me admit that it did happen to me. And another one said, it was helpful that it brought me to face my mother properly, although it really hurt. Thanks for watching and listening, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.